When Muhammad Ali was 12 years old, his brand new bike was stolen. He went on to later express to a police officer, when he was reporting his stolen bike, that he wanted to whoop the thief. The police officer insisted that Ali learn how to fight first before he went on whooping on thieves. Luckily, that police officer owned a boxing gym, and he invited Muhammad Ali to come and learn to fight with him. The very next day, Muhammad would begin his boxing journey. Muhammad Ali's career, starting from that very moment, would be legendary, not just in the arena, but outside of it as well. Ali would go down as one of the greatest boxers in history, and one of the most significant black athletes of the 20th century. The library of the University of Louisville provides an explanation on the history of Ali. Muhammad Ali was born as Cassius Clay on January 17th, 1942, in segregated Louisville, Kentucky. At the age of 18, only 18, he competed in the 1960s Olympic Games and won gold in the heavyweight division. He then went on and became the heavyweight champion in the United States under American boxing organizations. In the heavyweight division, of course. And he defended that title multiple times before his suspension from boxing, which we'll return to later. In his return to boxing in the 1970s, he took back the heavyweight title 2 more times before he retired. But Ali's history and career can also be looked at from a different perspective. Like how when he returned from boxing, or returned home from the Olympics as a gold medalist, he was expecting to be celebrated as an American hero. But he was still met with racism in segregated Kentucky, his home, leading to him throwing his gold medal into the Ohio River. A few years later, he would convert to Islam and change his name to Muhammad Ali, denouncing his previous name, saying it was a slave name. Through this lens of his career, we can observe the great impacts Ali had on the community and the world around him. As explained in the article In Political Activism, Ali Pulled No Punches, by NPR, during Ali's conversion to Islam in the 1960s, he decided to file a conscientious objection to military service based on his religion, so that he wouldn't be drafted, so he wouldn't have to go fight in the Vietnam War. When the U.S. government denied his claim, he refused to report for military duty and voiced his dislike for the Vietnam War publicly, and his belief in not fighting for a country that had previously enslaved his people. This dissent was, needless to say, groundbreaking, and protesting the Vietnam War was not in vogue at the time, or not just yet, and that would make him far ahead of his time, and this was praised by quite a few, of course, later on. Ali was also an integral civil rights activist. He became a top donator to the United Negro College Fund, otherwise known as the UNCF. And also went on tours. He gave speeches on his university tours, including his well-known Black is Beautiful speech. Unfortunately, though, all of Ali's boxing greatness and strong social convictions did come with a price. Here's where we talk about that boxing suspension. Because of Ali's determination to stand by his religious and social beliefs, his decision to avoid the draft and not report for military duty, and all his verbal objections that were in the newspapers and the press, it not only made him a criminal, but also led to him losing his heavyweight champion belt, as he was suspended from boxing by the powers that be, who said that he didn't align with the values of the organizations. And to make matters worse, as we know from the article on Muhammad Ali by Britannica.com, Ali would go on to be diagnosed with Parkinson's in the 1970s, which many believe was due to his boxing career, but he was only revealed this diagnosis after his retirement in the 80s. That being said, Muhammad Ali will still go down as likely the greatest boxer of all time. Not only that, but also one of the civil rights movement's greatest activists. That is why Ali was such a legendary man, because he was the blueprint for how communities should stand by their convictions in spite of all the pressures of society.